Coming up next on this edition of In the City, we take you behind the scenes of one of our most popular videos ever. Also, the Linebaugh Library recently went through some renovations to better serve their customers. And there are 10 watersheds in Murfreesboro, and we find out about one of them in the first of a series called What Watershed Do You Live In? We'll tell you all about those stories and more coming up right now on this edition of In the City. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Linn White. If you loved the extremely popular lip sync video featuring the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue and Police Departments, then you will enjoy this behind the scenes look at making the video and an exclusive interview. The recent response to the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue and Police Department's Lip Sync Challenge music video has been huge, and with over 1 million views, it's safe to say it's gone viral. We here at CityTV want to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how it all went down, who's behind the camera, and how a hometown country rapper and reality TV star said yes to support his community. The Murfreesboro Fire and Police Departments both seem to be on the same wavelength. Ashley McDonald, the fire department's public information officer, contacted police officer Skylar Harris about an unrelated event and discovered they were both looking for a fun way to engage the community and decided to collaborate.
We work in the field together daily, and so why not do this lip sync challenge together?
Next step, get permission. And once the green light was given, McDonald called award-winning CityTV producer Michael Neville, and they got to work finding the perfect song.
We kind of traded off a couple of song ideas, and then she came across the one with Big Smo, and we both listened to it and we're like, oh yeah, this sounds perfect, and it was something that we knew that nobody else was doing, so it was a great opportunity for us.
McDonald contacted Big Smo, a successful music artist from right down the road in Bedford County. He immediately jumped on board with his hit song aptly named Workin'.
They said they wanted to use my song Workin', and I thought, well, that's perfect. You know, these guys know what work is all about, I'm sure. And immediately I was completely into it. You know, this is everything that me and my brand stands for. It's community, it's hard-working, blue-collared American, like it's who I am.
Officers and firefighters were given the song to practice, and just a couple of days later, everyone was on set, ready to go.
As soon as I pulled up, I saw that the camaraderie and the energy was going to be so positive and just overwhelming, you know, for this project. And I was instantly just tuned in on it. I mean, I was super thrilled to be there.
The video shoot wasn't all work and no play. There was lots of fun going on behind the camera.
Here we go.
I have heard some of the funniest stuff between firemen and police officers that I've ever heard. I had no idea that there was this banter between them that's just so funny. Like, if you want to make a police officer's life, hand him a hose. Like that, I was like, what? It's like, y'all say that to each other? It's so funny.
Having the actual artist on hand set this video apart. It was also a treat for each agency. It gave them a chance to let their hair down, have some fun, and show the public they work for they're just like them, and the community loved it. Some who were hesitant at first finally got on the bandwagon.
When we got to recording it, and then Smo was there, and he was such a great sport about it, you know, everybody was excited to dance, and then they started coming up with ideas like, hey, why don't you get me in front of this, or can I have that part? And it just, I mean, it was a great opportunity for us to work together and kind of let our hair down a bit.
Everyone involved said they couldn't be happier with the way it turned out, and that it was a great way to bring public service and the community together.
When do you really see the public with the service? And when do you see them coexisting together, and not maybe for the purpose of service, but for the purpose of just fun, just living, you know, and sharing something like a simple song about something that we do every day. You know, like it's something that we can't escape from. So why not embrace it and sing it at the top of our lungs? You know what I'm saying? We know we got to do it. Yeah. You know, so we might as well clock in and get to work. That's the only way to make an honest day's wage.
The Linebaugh Library is a heavily used public library that gets a lot of customer traffic. It was time for a renovation to better utilize the space for the community.
Well, the Rutherford County Library System, which used to be Linebaugh Public Library System, we changed our name back in the spring, is funded by county and city, also the cities of Eagleville and Smyrna, along with Murfreesboro. But it is not a government department or a city department or county department. So we are now 5 locations, and plus our bookmobile, which is a mobile location. And we have Linebaugh is the main branch. We have the MGL Library in Patterson Park. We have Smyrna Public Library, and we also have the Eagleville Bicentennial Library, and our newest branch, which is the TEC, or Technology Engagement Center, which is on the campus of Hobgood.
The Linebaugh Library in Murfreesboro has recently gone through some renovations. Gaddis explains.
What we call just space management, using our space to the best. And so we are going to be putting some new flooring in for our entranceway to make our space welcoming to new patrons and patrons that come in. And also opening up the space by tearing down some walls on our main floor. Our final goal really is that we will have on the main floor, we will have a dedicated space for children and teens. And so that area will be safe and secure and more open for them for study and for activities, as well as getting materials. And then all of our adult materials and computers will be on the second floor. We have had our administrative offices that were system-wide offices moved to a different location. And so that has enabled us to have a little bit more space, and we've made a new area designated for media, which includes DVDs, audiobooks, CDs, and graphic novels. And then we're also going to be condensing our computer lab down some, so we don't have as many computers here at our main branch. We look at what spaces our patrons use when they come into the library. You know, I've done the heat graphs and everything, where people go when they use our facility. And of course, children's is huge. We have a huge summer reading program, story times every week. Our families are really active here, so that area is why we're trying to make some more space for them. And then I do think it will stay like this for a while. Moving books is never fun. We have a wonderful staff here at Linebaugh, and part of our welcoming space is who they are and how they welcome each patron that comes in. They get to know our patrons. If you want to find materials, they can help recommend books or movies. You know, many of them use what they enjoy reading to interact with our patrons and to say, you know, this is a good thing you can read next. And we're always willing to help. If you want to get a library card, you can do it in 2 ways. You can come into one of our 5 branches and sign up for free, but we also have the online cards. If you just like to check out ebooks or get movies from Hoopla online, you can get an e-card and do that yourself online, and then you can use all our online materials.
This is the first of a series from the Stormwater Department to explain what a watershed is and what we all can do to improve the one we live in.
What watershed do you live in? A watershed is an area of land that drains to a common waterway. Watersheds combine to form a network of rivers and streams that drain into larger watersheds. There are 10 watersheds within Murfreesboro city limits. As a resident or business owner, you have a vital role in the health of your watershed. So what watershed do you live in? Sinking Creek Watershed. The Sinking Creek Watershed is about 5.2 square miles. The creek is formed where water emerges from the ground at Manny Spring near the Oakland's Mansion. It slowly flows through wetlands and alongside apartment complexes before dropping between limestone bluffs. The creek flows through riffles from Haynes Drive on its way to Thompson Lane. Far past Thompson Lane, Sinking Creek empties into the West Fork Stones River. 73% of the Sinking Creek watershed contains older residential homes, which means residents hold a more important role in the health of their stream than in other watersheds. 35% of the watershed contains parking lots and rooftops which don't allow water to pass through, so rainfall runs off into the stream, and with it, pollution. Some of the landmarks you may recognize inside Sinking Creek watershed are MTSU, Oakland's Mansion, and Northfield Elementary.
We are standing in the Sinking Creek watershed here at Middle Tennessee State University. We have done a lot of measures throughout the years. We've been working for about 10 years adding additional stormwater control measures to the campus. We install new measures to help the water quality continue to improve in Sinking Creek. We don't want to make it worse, so we actually try to put things in to make it a little bit better. Right now we're standing outside the new science building, and this is one of our bio retention facilities. So typically a biopond has plants in it that the roots tend to like to suck up all the pollutants that come out, and then we also have an area where the water can come up and slowly be distributed down to the creek. So that helps with flooding. So as the particles run off of our impervious surfaces, such as the building or the sidewalks, the roofs, anything like that, as it drains off, it picks up all the pollutants. So it comes into this pond and it fills the pond up, and all the pollutants settle out, or they feed through the bottom, and we have under drains in it too. So all those go out and end up in the creek. But as that happens, we filter, we clean, and we slow it down so that we don't impact the peak flows.
If you look in Sinking Creek, you'll see crawfish, which is why it's nicknamed Crawfish Creek. While boating is not possible, Sinking Creek is a great place for wading and nature watching. What about water quality in Sinking Creek? The state of Tennessee and the Murfreesboro Water Resources Department have assessed this stream and found it impaired with 3 sources of pollution. Number 1 is excess nutrients. Normally nutrients are a good thing, but over-fertilizing yards and leaving yard waste near storm drains has led to too many nutrients getting into Sinking Creek, especially in places where there is no vegetative buffer along the creek to filter out nutrient-rich runoff. An abundance of nutrients can cause enormous algae growths that deprive aquatic life of oxygen. Number 2 is bacteria. Bacteria can grow in the drainage system and parking lots. When stormwater discharges directly into the creek without going through a buffer, it can contain bacteria. Number 3 is a lack of buffer. Mowing all the way to the stream bank means there's no vegetation to filter out pollutants. A buffer also holds the stream bank in place to prevent erosion and keeps water temperature cool with shade. So what's being done to correct these problems? Because the state of Tennessee has found impairments in this stream, the City of Murfreesboro Water Resources Department is responsible for addressing these impairments by implementing rules, regulations, and corrective actions. You can see some of these improvements in the watershed today. To date, 133 acres inside the watershed are being treated with stormwater controls like bioretention areas and rain gardens that filter stormwater runoff. These features have been installed either during new development or by retrofitting older properties. At MTSU alone, there are 5 acres of pervious parking, or parking lots that allow water to run through the surface and seep into the ground, instead of running off into storm drains. The Murfreesboro Police Department has added trash racks to a tributary of Sinking Creek, which help catch trash from upper parts of the watershed. The city-owned wetlands near Oakland's Mansion have expanded, allowing the protection and conservation of this crucial ecosystem at the headwaters of Sinking Creek. These actions are helping to prevent pollutants such as bacteria and sediment from entering the stream. Having a healthy watershed significantly reduces the cost associated with water treatment and flooding.
We are Sinking Creek.
What watershed do you live in?
We speak with the newly appointed Parks Director about a new feature on the Parks and Recreations website to better help the community sign up for programs.
You know, it's exciting. I've been with Parks and Recreation since I was 16 years old, and I had the honor of working with Dennis Rainier, and really mentored me quite a bit. I love this department and kind of what it represents and the leaders that have come before. Mr. Duffy, you hear stories about almost daily here from some of the people who've been around for a while, and Dennis, of course, and Laney did so much for our department, and then just recently Angela and I have had the chance to work together, and she was a great director. And now she's going to do an excellent job as the Executive Director of Community Services. But, you know, to be able to step into those shoes, it really, you know, has recently hit me about the responsibility. And more than anything, I think the support that we have in our community and from our elected officials for Parks and Recreation, it's really exceptional compared to a lot of communities close to us. This was my first kind of real job in high school. I did some odd jobs, but I started out as a lifeguard at 16, part-time lifeguard, and then I became a head lifeguard, pool manager, assistant aquatics coordinator, then the recreation superintendent, then the assistant director, and now the director. It's been good. I've gotten to meet a lot of people, and I think what makes our department function so well is we have awesome people. We have a large staff. We've got, you know, almost 80 full-time employees, 250 part-time employees, and just a great group of people who are passionate about the services and the facilities we can provide to the community. It's just, it's a really fun job. Just recently we started like an online registration platform where people can go online. Eventually they'll be able to sign up for camps, they'll be able to book pavilions, they'll be able to do any type of league and do that straight online. And it'll be just, we think, just another step in just that service that we provide, that excellent service that we can give our residents, and I think they'll appreciate.
What you'll first do is go to murfreesborotn.gov, to the city's website. On the screen you'll see a button for Parks and Recreation, and click on Parks and Recreation. And if you scroll down, you will see a button for online registrations. That'll take you to our new website. What you'll need to do first is to log on. If you have an account with us, you could put your information in right now. If you don't, what you need to do is you click here to set up a new account. You create your logon, which is your username, and you create your password. Put in your information and click on it, and it'll take you back to the home page once you've established your information. So we're going to click on Programs and Camps. All you need to do is click on the Add button and then go down to the screen, and it says Add to Cart. And you're going to come to the screen. If you have more than one person in your family that's listed, you select the person you want to register, and you click Continue. There is a waiver form that you will need to agree to before you can go to the shopping cart. So you just click on the check button and click Continue. And this is just make sure your information is correct, that's the class you want, and then you proceed to checkout if everything's fine. And at the checkout, this shows you how much you're going to pay. Okay, make sure your billing information is correct. Once again, hit Continue. Okay, and this brings you up to your payment information, which you'll enter in your credit card information and hit Submit for payment. And that's all there is to it.
We have lots of different Facebook pages for kind of the different specialty areas. Some people want to follow Outdoor Murfreesboro or the Greenway or athletics or cultural arts. So we're creating events on there. And if there's a registration involved, people will be able to go from a link from Facebook to the website where they can sign up where there's something that we do need to sign up for.
Golf director Marty McCurry, a longtime employee of the city, has decided to take a different career path as he talks about his time with the city.
No, it's definitely was not an easy decision. I've been here, actually I've worked for the city over 30 years. I was part-time at the VA golf course prior to becoming an assistant pro here under Tracy Wilkins here at Old Fort. So I've been part of the golf department of over 30 years, 28 and a half full time.
Marty talks about the benefit to the city of having quality golf courses.
Yeah, the golf course, I think, is one of the biggest assets the city has. I mean, we have people come in daily from surrounding communities, Franklin, Nashville, Brentwood, and other surrounding areas that rave about the golf course. And I mean, they come here and spend money, they go out to eat, and they buy gasoline, and some people actually move here. Most people cannot believe we're a municipal golf course. When you use the word municipal golf to a lot of people, that connotation is not positive always. What I've seen here is, we did a full redo in 2003. The golf course, we redid the greens, reshaped some tees, put new irrigation in. They've invested back into the golf course, built a new clubhouse in '97. It's an investment to the community. That's the thing we get daily is somebody walks in the door, makes you feel good and says, hey, you guys are doing a great job. The golf course is great. We love coming here. That's what the whole profession kind of makes it worthwhile.
If anybody knows Marty, they know about his videos he has produced over the years for his year-end golf banquet.
When we started doing the banquet, I thought it would add something to it rather than be your typical boring banquet. So we kind of wanted to do something to make it fun for them, something they could come to and look forward to something. So we started very simplistic and kind of evolved into some pretty creative stuff. I think it's I have people all the time still say, I can't wait to see what you're going to do next year at the banquet. That bringing laughter or entertainment to somebody, it's kind of fun.
Marty took a minute to brag on what he thinks is the crown jewel of Murfreesboro, 6-hole training golf course, Bloomfield Links.
Bloomfield Links, which was Tracy Wilkins, my predecessor's, it was his dream and it made it come true. It is one of the most unique situations in the country. I mean, you can't find anything like it hardly in America. I mean, you can go over for $5 for a kid and an adult playing with them for the same number and play all day. Jex Wilson he runs our junior golf program. He has done an unbelievable job. The program I think should be copied on a national basis. It's unique. It's not totally different than what's been done nationwide in some areas, but the program itself lends itself to beginning players and graduates them up to, some of them are going to end up playing college golf. I mean, we have some kids already that I will assure you will be a college player out of our program.
Marty talks about the shape he's leaving the golf department in.
I think, Tracy Wilkins was here for 30 years. Joel also, they left a really good stamp on the place. And I can honestly walk away myself feeling that it's in a great spot. I mean, I think that it's only going to get better. I mean, I hope somebody comes in and does an even better job than what we've done. So wish nothing but the best for it. Leaving was a hard decision. I mean, but putting family into play, opportunities I'm going to have to spend with them more, it made it easier. But leaving the people, leaving the golf course, leaving the customers, it's been a tough decision for me.
Marty talks about the job itself and the toll it takes on you, but how it's been so good to him and his family.
It is a career path that it's not for everybody. I mean, when everybody else on July 4th is on the lake, we're here. When everybody else is fishing or at their kid's soccer game on Saturday, a lot of times we're here. So it's not for everybody, but it's not hauling hay either. I mean, you meet some unbelievably great people. Our staff, I've met some of my best friends in the world through working here. that part can't be replaced, honestly. It's great, but the city of Murfreesboro and Old Fort has provided me and my family with an unbelievable living, something growing up where I did Giles County, never thought I would be a golf professional, much less be the director of golf at a city this size for a facility. The thing though that you can't replace to me is the people. It's all about the people, the relationships that I have, I'll miss, quite honestly. So.
In other news, the City of Murfreesboro launched a third new division, the Utility Enterprises Division, as part of the ongoing process to reorganize the city's administrative structure and enhance customer service. The newly created division incorporates these departments: Water Resources, Murfreesboro Electric, Solid Waste, and Murfreesboro Municipal Airport. This division will be under the direction of Darren Gore, currently Director of Water Resources. He will also be promoted to the level of Assistant City Manager, reporting directly to the City Manager. Gore has served as director of the Murfreesboro Water Resources Department since 2012 and was first hired with the department as assistant director in 2005. The city also launched its fourth new division, the Community Services Division. The Community Services Division incorporates the Parks and Recreation Department, Golf Department, Senior Center, and outside agencies under the direction of Director Angela Jackson, who previously served as Parks Director. Jackson began work for Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Department in April 2001 as Assistant Program Coordinator for Wilderness Station at Bartfield Crescent Park. She has also served as Program Coordinator for the Murfreesboro Greenway System. Angela Jackson was named Director of the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Department in December 2016 after serving as an interim director. As part of the reorganization, Nate Williams will be promoted from Assistant Director for the Parks and Recreation Department to Director. Williams was appointed as Assistant Director in January 2017 after serving as Recreation Superintendent since 2011. The City of Murfreesboro also announced that it has hired Adam Tucker to serve as City Attorney. Tucker had been serving as interim city attorney since June 5, 2018, following the promotion of Craig Tyndall to city manager, a 2002 graduate of the University of Virginia School of Law in Charlottesville, Virginia. Murfreesboro's Director of Schools, Linda Gilbert, has been named 2018 Mid-Cumberland Superintendent of the Year by her colleagues. Murfreesboro City Schools is a state-identified exemplary school district, the highest designation available in Tennessee, based on high academic achievement. For the 20th consecutive year, the Government Finance Officers Association has awarded the City of Murfreesboro with their Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in governmental accounting and financial reporting. Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. As always, for more information about the City of Murfreesboro or any of the stories you've seen here, you can always visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to see one of the stories you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Michael Linn White, and until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.